I was just sitting back watching the debate and appreciating the input from my colleagues. I wondered how long it would take to equate patriotic Americans who work for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency with Nazis, and there you have it. They couldn't resist. And I keep wondering now when Assemblyman Schnall will get up and object to that reference, which was totally inappropriate, from his own party. You knew it was coming. It took them about an hour, but they got there. And he said the quiet part out loud. Really shameful and disappointing, Mr. Speaker. I think it was beneath the level of debate that the body deserves. I kept waiting for Assemblyman Schnall for a different punchline. He was very passionate, very loud about his interactions with local law enforcement. And his local cop was saying, hey, I feel unsafe. I've got to go out and face all these bad guys. I've got to go out and do this job. I kept waiting for him to say, so we'll let you wear a mask too. But the punchline that he gave us was, so nobody's safe. We're going to make him as unsafe as you feel. Makes no sense. My question to the other side is this. Where's the compassion? I mean, really, do you think that officers who are working for ICE right now are some kind of malicious band roving the country looking to hurt people? I mean, I think they signed up to do a pretty tough job. They do some really, really difficult things. I can't imagine they get paid a whole lot to do it. They put their lives on the line to try to keep us safe. They didn't come up with this idea to put masks over their face, I think, to, again, be some villains in this country. I think everybody likes to be appreciated for the job they do. They felt unsafe because they were being doxed. You know, there are roving people, and we saw it in Minneapolis. Roving bands of people with cell phones trying to identify ICE officers, locate them, locate their families, figure out who they are, and then dox them, right? Harass them or worse. And their solution to that was, okay, I'm going to enforce the law. I'm going to try to follow the law. Do people make mistakes? Sure. Do people violate the law in law enforcement? Yes, they do, sometimes. But for the vast majority of our law enforcement officers, federal, county, state, local, they try to do a good job. And those officers felt so threatened that they had to hide their identities. And you say, nope, can't do it. Not that you've ever worked that job. You've never been an ICE officer being doxxed in the last 6 months to a year. Trying to enforce these laws under these conditions with people following you around with cell phones and outing your families. You haven't done that. And so they came up with this solution. It's as simple as that, I think. It's not really more complicated than that. They felt unsafe. And for as passionate as the Assemblyman felt about his local law enforcement officers, I think we should show a little compassion for our ICE officers who are trying to do a decent job. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.